Hey everybody, this is going to be the video on what to do the day of the interview, the group interview, the personal face-to-face interview. You've landed it, you're so excited. This is what I'm going to give some tips for the first days, leading up to it, the night before, even a little bit the day of. And then the next video is going to be on what to do the day of, maybe some actual in the interview tips. So the day of, you're going to want to have clear, so you're going to find out maybe like a week or so in advance. So try to clear your schedule. You probably don't want to go to work at your other job and flaunt that you have another interview, that you don't want to work with them anymore, especially if that job ends up not working out. That could be kind of embarrassing. So try to clear that day, and then if you have something to do, try to make it after the interview, because rushing around before will just probably give you a little bit more anxiety, and you really want to be calm. Plan what you're going to wear. You don't that day want to decide that you're going to wear something and then you can't find it, or you're planning on wearing something and it needs to be pressed or it needs to have something sewn. So plan your outfit, get it ready, make sure that you have everything prepared at least the day before. A couple days you should start, just especially if you haven't worn your suit in a while. And then print off a few of your resumes and bring them to the interview, depending on how big your interview is going to be, if it's just one-on-one or if it's a group interview. If it's just one-on-one, maybe not as big of a deal if they already have your resume, but if it's a group interview, they probably will have your resume, but it may be kind of impressive if you just bring a few extras on nice resume paper. And then do your homework on the company you're interviewing with. Learn as much as you can about both the department you'll be working for as well as the company as a whole, because they're going to want to see someone who knows about their mission. They're going to see someone who knows about their company before they hire them. The person who is best qualified for the job doesn't always get the job. It's the person who's the most prepared. And they make themselves appear the most qualified. And who doesn't want to be the most qualified person anyways? So just do your homework and then know what your interview is going to be like. Like if it's a group interview, they'll tell you, but kind of just look and see if there's anything out there on what their interviews are like. Ask questions when they initially call or email you. How many people are going to be there? What kind of questions they might ask. I'm going to go through now a few of the practice questions. You're going to want to go on Google and see commonly asked interview questions, but some that I've been asked many times is where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years? Keep it professional. You don't want to tell them, I just want to have babies and cats and I want to build Barbie's dream house and have a pink Ferrari. Those are personal things, and though they may be goals that are really reachable and attainable in your own life, they want to know what you're going to do for them. They want to know, as an investment, how you're going to make their company money. Even if it's a nonprofit, you're still going to be bringing in revenue, you're still going to be working for your dollars. So they want to know, bottom line, what you can do for them. So unless they say, what are your personal life goals? Just leave your personal life out of it. Describe yourself in 3 words. Don't say, I'm hardworking, I'm motivated, and happy. Everyone's going to especially say hardworking and motivated, so even go on Word and see some other words that are maybe a little bit less used and use those words. Even if they mean hardworking and motivated, they're going to set you apart from the other people who are saying, I'm hardworking and motivated and ambitious, which are all very, very similar anyways in meaning. So come up with unique words, because a lot of times they will ask you to describe yourself in a few words. They might ask about your last job, what the most rewarding part is, what the most frustrating part is. Have those things ready to go so you're not just blundering. The least rewarding part was I had to be there at 7 in the morning. Make sure it's the least rewarding part was dealing with angry people who threw things at my head. I think that's a pretty unusual thing that no one would like about a job. And lastly, study your own resume. Like I said in the phone interview one, have it there so you're going to know right off the bat what it says. So if they ask you questions about it, you're not going to have to think about it for very long. Okay, so the day of, when you get up, take your normal day and just give it a little extra time. If it's a job that you're going to be wearing business casual or business professional clothes to, you need to wear a suit in a neutral color with probably a skirt if you're a woman. It just shows a little more confidence. It's a little more feminine. And then if you wear a skirt or nice slacks, if you wear a skirt, wear pantyhose. If you don't wear pantyhose, that looks unprofessional, and you could just as well almost write yourself off, because pantyhose are something that make you look polished and professional, and they'll give you a little bit extra confidence too. But I know that if I had someone interviewing with me and they came in a skirt and they looked great but they weren't wearing pantyhose, that would be a huge turn off. And I don't know, first impressions are everything, and even though you don't want them to go completely off your looks, it's going to go a little off your looks at least. So you want to make the best physical impression as well as verbally and emotionally, and just get in their heads. Like I said, allow a little extra time to prepare that day. And then with your makeup, try to keep it neutral. I'm going to do the video hopefully tomorrow or the next day on a look that I would use for an interview. Just keep it neutral. Don't do any like crazy looks. They might be pretty, but you don't want them to just like think, oh, she was really pretty, I remember her makeup looked like this. You want them to be able to think she was very presentable and nice, but that you want them to remember what you said. And like, if you have bright colors or glittery makeup, they're going to remember that about you, and that's maybe not the most positive thing. For accessories, there's like a rule of 7, I believe I learned in a class, where you can have up to like 7 accessories. So like earrings, a necklace, like 1 bracelet, don't like have a ton of bangles, or a watch, maybe a scarf, but make sure you're wearing a color that suits you well, that's not too flashy, but not, don't wear all neutrals probably. Just wear a color like I'm wearing a light blue and it matches the dark gray, and it's not overpowering, but it brings out my eyes, I think. That was awkward. Let's see. Bring a purse or a briefcase, not both. You don't want to look like you're moving in. Overloading yourself with stuff and looking like you're all like discombobulated. You want to look put together. So if you're bringing a purse, just bring the purse, and then maybe if you're bringing resumes, like a little nice portfolio in your hand, not like a briefcase and a purse, and then like have your cell phone, and turn your cell phone off or leave it in the car. I can't stress that enough. How embarrassing would it be if it went off? And even when you're waiting, you don't want to like sit there and text, because that looks like you're bored. And you don't want to look bored. You want to look like this is the most exciting office in the whole entire world and I just want to work here so bad. And then for shoes, err on the boring side. Always wear a closed toe. And if it's any part of your foot is going to be showing, make sure you're wearing even knee-high pantyhose or some sort of stocking that's going to cover bare skin, even if you don't think they'll see it. It's just going to add that little confidence for you. But keep them pretty plain, neutral color. Don't wear bright red shoes with your suit. Like, it's just safer to go with neutrals. Unless, of course, you're interviewing like in the fashion world, then you're probably going to want to like bump things up a little and prove how fashionable you are. But in regular jobs, you just want to keep your interview dress and everything just pretty conservative. And then before you leave for your interview, have a little snack so your tummy's not growling, but you're not like having a food baby. And then brush your teeth, because when your teeth are clean and minty fresh, I always feel a little more confident. So those are just some of the little bit before the interview tips that I have for you. And watch my other video for actual behavioral interview tips. I hope you guys are having a great day. Blessings.